So once you've made a decision about which qualifications you want to enrol in, and remember I said about 50% of people enrol in 2 or more straight away, and the other 50% take one and start that process. We got asked the other day about, do I need to be near a printer? And it suddenly dawned on me that we'd never actually said, the whole thing's online. You don't have to print anything, hallelujah. No printing, scanning, it's all able to be done, in fact, on your phone or at your computer. And you're going to need a couple of key documents with you. You're going to need some personal identification with you. Now, we need some information out of you in order to issue your qualification, make sure we've got the right name on the qualification. But there's a lot of information that we're required to report. We're required by the Commonwealth Government to collect and then report. And so that personal identification information, that's information that the federal government want to know. They love to keep track of what's happening with education in Australia. So make sure you've just set a few minutes aside, make sure you've got some information that's some ID with you, and you'll be ready to start to enter your online data. Now, on top of that, you're going to get asked about a unique student identifier. You might have it and you might not. It's essentially a number that the government allocates to each student, each adult in Australia, as they complete vocational qualifications. And it's about starting to create a record of them, which is really actually something that the more I look into it, the more useful I think it is. It's one central location where all of your results, wherever you've done them, can be kept. So you might have done a course with work where they might have got you through a program that resulted in a unit of competency, part of a qualification being issued. You might have got some first aid certificates. You might have gone and got your diploma, but you can find them all in one place. So as part of the enrolment process, if you've got a unique student identifier already, if you've got it, what they call a USI number, it's going to ask you to add that in. But if you haven't got one, well, one needs to be created. We're not actually allowed to issue you the qualification without that number. But there is an option. If you've had enough of paperwork by now, even online paperwork, you can give us authority to create it on your behalf. So you'll find that on the enrolment process as well. Frankly, I let somebody else do it. So I was one of those people that said, yep, please do. Please take care of that portal. I've had enough of it. So feel free to we're happy to do that. The team here is happy to create it on your behalf and let you know what your number is and take care of that document. From there, you're going to go to a payment option and you'll see that you can elect how you're going to pay for it. So we've got a few options. You could pay immediately in credit card bank transfer over here. You might want to pay later. So you might be electing to have one of our 3-month payment plans, or you might be using study loans. And the final component might be that work might be paying. So those things are going to come up in your enrolment process. Don't forget to be really clear on your online enrolment to add in the name you want your qualification to be under. So for example, my parents, in a moment of weirdness, gave me a hyphenated first name that I just never ever use. So Tricia-Ann. I don't know what they were thinking. And then of course I've got Velthuizen, quite a mouthful. In my day-to-day work, everything's under Tricia Velthuizen, but when it comes to formal documents, well, I revert back to Tricia-Ann Velthuizen, so everything lines up. The ATO, my passport, everything like that. So think about that, think about which name you'd like on your qualification, you'll see that come up. But it will be a really straightforward process online. It will take you a matter of minutes, and then you'll hit submit, and that's where the work starts on our end, because that's where the full formal assessment kicks in, and we start working to our timelines to issue you your qualification.